I seen some shit in there, bro. When I got the chance to put my mattress on Q78, everybody look, I ain't never paid attention. Everybody in their BCs, their tennis shoes, they call them, like Chucks.
Yeah.
And they got, you know, cut off shorts, orange pants. They got people with band-aids on their head and shit like that. You know, on my mind, I'm just gonna call my girl and let her know I'm in a better spot. I thought I was.
Yeah.
So after I put my mattress up and shit, I come back out there, I see the phones. Well, get this shit started. I ain't knew that with the phones hang upside down, it mean the same thing as the phone hanging off the thing. I didn't know that shit. And I learned a lesson from them. Do not never fucking touch them phones if they're hanging upside down or if they're hanging to the ground. Never touch that.
So we live on Nitty TV. I got Marlon Joseph in here today, y'all.
What's happening?
We got a good one today, man.
What's going on, everybody?
About to give y'all these Baton Rouge prison stories. Let them know who you is.
Yeah, my name is Marlon Joseph. I'm originally from New Rose, born and raised out there in a small town, country town. Known on the map, but moved to Baton Rouge where things got bigger and better and brighter. I thought.
So, man, we're going to get straight to it, man. So, it ain't no parish jail, no county jail, or nothing in Baton Rouge. It's just a straight Baton Rouge prison.
Yeah. You don't get the opportunity to have a jail out here. You got straight prison out here. And it's a big difference if anybody know anything about the system. Jail is one thing, prison is another thing, especially East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. You understand what I'm saying?
What's the #1 rule in Baton Rouge prison?
The #1 rule, stay in your own lane, mind your own business. But the #1 rule is, be yourself. And that counts for a lot, because you pretending to be somebody else, people kind of pick up on that shit and they see something you call fake. You know, being fake is a stick out.
Being what fake?
Being fake is a real stick out.
Fake?
Yeah, fake.
Okay.
Yeah, being
fraud.
fake. Yeah, they pick up on that type of shit out there. You know, like, I remember, bro, when I first went to that, and then my first time going to central booking, it was a big eye-opener for me. It wasn't like any other central booking. You know, they call it central booking, so it's two big old cages on the left side and the right side. Okay. And when I tell you that, it's different. It's a big difference.
Right.
And they got 5 cells in the front. And you know, jail don't have that type of shit. You know, to me, a jail didn't have that.
Right.
But this prison had a different setting to me. And I can remember the deputy sitting in a cage, in the middle of the cage. He by himself. Everybody else surrounded by a bunch of other people. You got 150 people in this one here, 150 people in this tank. Everybody tighten up. You know, everybody tighten up. And being fake is, to that, coming to being fake, is when somebody asks you what's happening and you use words you ain't never fucking used before. Like, what's happening with you, Walter? You know, I ain't used that shit before.
Right.
So that was being fake. And it stuck out because the way I said it, what's happening with you, Walter? Right. But being fake, yeah, it counts. You gotta be yourself in that bitch, bro.
Yeah. So they call, they could tell, you could tell that, you know, shit authentic or not.
Yeah. And being in Baton Rouge, it's a big difference, because it's almost like, it's big, but when you go inside of that place like that, you be surprised who know each other, bro.
Right.
You be surprised. You know, they got a lot of blood cousins and shit.
And you not from Baton Rouge?
No.
So that's yeah.
That made it different, because I didn't know how to act.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's different. Like if you go to jail in the city you from, 9 times out of 10 you gonna know a lot of people in there or something. It'd be a little
right. I didn't know how to pretend like I know John, like I know Scooby-Doo or somebody like that. Nah, they didn't know me. But yeah, it was real.
Man, tell me about the Q building.
Oh man, the Q building had me fucking fooled. You know, the Q building, it really had me fooled, because the setting of the old prison was like, they call it a dungeon, matter of fact.
Okay.
And for the love of God, I realized why they call it a dungeon. But I'm gonna get back to that. But the Q building had me fooled, because everything changed on their setting. You know, I seen the bricks on the floor, on the walkway, that shit changed. It was new. You know what I'm saying? The gates was painted. You know, it had me thought I was going to somewhere special.
So it was looking pretty.
Yeah, that bitch was looking like gold. You ever been to heaven? Me neither, but it almost looked like that.
Damn.
But the doors were shining, the people greeted you well, you know what I'm saying? You know, they took out the shackles, man, help you take off the shackles, they greet you in good ways. But what set it off in the Q building, I say when I went to the key to get my badge to go inside the Q building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that did it for me. And I think about it when they opened up them gates, And that bitch had Q7 and 8 on that bitch. It had 8 on one side and 7 on the other side. My papers had 7, go to 7. And I opened up the gate. I mean, they opened up the gates racked back, ding, 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 they racked back. And then down that hall, they had another till down there. And they had the gates on there. So shit was getting kind of scary to me because I'm like, hold up.
Right.
The guard's way over here. I'm right here. It's gonna take them a while to get to me to save me. You know what I'm saying? And that shit started going in my head.
So what? When you walk there, they let you walk back, bite them?
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't come in that bitch and say, hi, this is Marlon Joseph. We bringing out here. Meet them. No, they send you down that bitch to them. And when I tell you, man, them bitches like lion, tigers, and bears. Them bitches like lion, tigers, and bears. I seen some shit in there, bro. When I got the chance to put my mattress on Q78, everybody look. I ain't never paid attention. Everybody in their BCs, their tennis shoes, they call them like Chucks.
Yeah.
And they got, cut off shorts, orange painters. They got people with band-aids on their head and shit like that. You know, in my mind, I'm just gonna call my girl and let her know I'm in a better spot. I thought I was.
Yeah.
So after I put my mattress up and shit, I come back out there, I see the phones. Well, fuck, here the shit started. I ain't knew that with the phones hang upside down, it mean the same thing as the phone hanging off the fucking thing. I didn't know that shit. And I learned a lesson from them. Do not never fucking touch them phones if they're hanging upside down or if they're hanging to the ground. Never touch that.
So when the phone's on the wall, they're hanging down, that mean don't touch it?
That mean, and guess who say don't touch it? A fucking inmate, not the fucking guards.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the inmates, man. See, back then, the inmates really did run the prison back then. On the slick, yeah, they had the guards come get shit in tame, but not in this bitch here. In the Parish prison, bro, every soldier for themselves.
So you don't know you're not supposed to touch
Fuck no, I ain't know that shit, man. See, they didn't give me that in the rule books when they walked through central booking. They didn't say, man, if this is this and this. They didn't tell me that shit.
So did you touch the phone?
Yeah, I touched the phone. When I touched the phone, there you go, we got one. I'm looking at the motherfucker, what the fuck you mean you got one?
He said he got one.
He said, you can go out and use the water and just hang up when you finish. I'm like, what the fuck? So after I made the call, I was on the phone talking. And out of nowhere, nigga, damn. Nigga struck me while I was on the phone. Real shit based on true story.
While you on the phone?
While I'm on the phone, while the guard over there in the fucking keys looking at me and shit like that. They flashed their lights, but I thought they was flashing the lights coming in the bitch to save me. They flashed the light for just having to hang up the fucking phone. Yeah, real shit.
Damn.
So, dude hit me and they got me in the middle of the thing. I'm looking at the man. Like, ain't nobody gonna help me up off the fucking floor.
Right.
I ain't do that shit there. Man, when I say it's real, because the deputies see shit goes on. And people don't realize how important your life is and how hard it is to survive, and not just with the inmates, but the deputies see this shit goes on. It's like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They'll come in like they do at schools and shit when the fight over with to come in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By then, you not much ass whooping out of cop.
So the deputy seen you get it, he seen them drop you, and they never came in.
Man, them bitches didn't come in until after everything was over with. And then they came in there to get him. They ain't come in to get me off the motherfucking line. I'm the one needed to be moved, you know what I'm saying? Real shit. I couldn't face that shit like that. Man, that shit embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I had to survive and live.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you do.
Yeah. And people don't realize it's completely different than it is out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole nother world, man.
You don't get the privilege of carrying that iron on the inside of that bitch. You know, they say they got killers out here, they got real killers in there, and I'd have seen them. I'd have talked to them.
Yeah.
You know, Derrick Todd.
Yeah.
Man, I'm real shit. I'm in a cell with this motherfucker, a two-man cell.
No shit?
Real shit.
Two-man cell?
Two-man cell. Man, we had to go to court one morning. And I ain't never knew who the fuck the dude was, but I ain't never knew why the cameras and shit, all that was in the court and shit.
You was already locked up when all that stuff was going on?
Yeah, man.
So you didn't know what was going on?
Fuck no, man. You know, I'm in there talking to a motherfucking dude. He a fucking serial killer and they got me in this motherfucker. That's why I say I ain't no murderer, I ain't no killer. You know, I feel like they should separate some of these people, non-violence against violence.
Right.
But not in that bitch there. Man, they send hits in there. Yeah.
Damn, man.
This prison really like, it's a name they call it. They call it Baby Angola for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Angola prison, you'll know how real it is.
Right.
Hey, bro, you gotta look at a person that ain't never shot a gun or pointed a pistol at nobody. To walk in there with those type of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What makes it scary, because you never know if you'll wake up the next day.
Yeah.
Man, out of
We about to turn up. Hold up. We about to turn up. Hold up.
arguing with Nitty, put your mouth on the titty. That's all I'm trying to tell you.